Meatballs by Gosling. It's been a long time since anyone paid such close attention to my arse, let alone anyone this young. I've been lying face down with my underpants at half-mast, head buried in a pillow stamped hospital property for what feels like eternity. And as this doctor's rubber-covered fingers make contact with my skin and begin to prod, actually it's rather nice. I've had to eat standing up, I tell him. I want to say having a shit's been murdered, but mumble only the words, and the toilet. I couldn't get a GP appointment until the end of next week. His hand applies pressure around the sensitive area. There's a knot of something hard there, something building. Does it hurt there? The doctor asks. No. There. A bit. And here. Fuck yes, that hurts! I have something called a sebaceous cyst. It's become infected. He will have to give me an injection for the pain. He's going to have to lance it. I will need to take a course of antibiotics. Am I allergic to anything? His flow is interrupted by a swish of curtain and the reappearance of my nurse. We have a 5-year-old girl who swallowed a felt tip pen. And like that, they're both gone. I am left alone and bare-arsed once again. Eventually, another nurse comes in, female, middle-aged, so overweight and so tightly squeezed into her blue uniform, she might explode right out of it at any moment. In a strong New Zealand accent, she announces that a different doctor is on his way to deal with my problem. The other one has gone on his break. When she's disappeared, I check my phone again. Still nothing from David. He might have at least returned my call, showed some concern. Shocking how we've grown apart so quickly. After he moved in, I took the week off, made us meatballs for lunch every day. We'd sit in our gym jams, eating in front of the TV, watching Game of Thrones. When I went back to work, he always rang me at lunchtime with that programme on in the background. It became our thing. The new doctor's hands apply a firmer approach, repeating the examination, which this time made me yelp with pain at every manoeuvre. Definitely a cyst you have in there, he almost sings. He doesn't tell me his name, and I can't see his badge, only an expensive-looking wristwatch over liver spots. We're going to have to try to get some of this out, okay? He turns to the nurse without waiting for my response. Darling, would you prep me a tray, please? Need to check in another patient, he says, and then he's gone. After what happened before, I wonder if I'll see him again or be passed on to yet another incarnation. Serial medical monogamy. Be back in a jiffy and we'll sort this. Everyone I introduced him to thought David was a beauty. I thought at last he might be the one. After David began working late, I hardly saw him except on the weekend. It wasn't long before I didn't see much of him then either. Excuses about meeting up with friends after work, going out for drinks and staying over elsewhere so he wouldn't disturb me. My closest warned me he was trouble. When 4 days ago I suggested we spend more time together, I didn't expect for him to shout, to up and go just like that, railing a need for him to be by himself. I still don't know where he is or with whom. The distinctive pitch of the doctor's voice gives away his return approach. His repartee with the nurse, chit-chat and gossip. The curtain rustles and, ah, there we are, nurse! Lidocaine with a bit of adrenaline to stop the wound bleeding when I open up. I'm usually squeamish about anything blood or fluid, yet as I feel the cold needle enter my skin, a new sense of fortitude overcomes me. Then the freezing analgesia takes effect. And what's a few more drops of adrenaline in my system after the torrent at home? I'm going to need an apron for this, the doctor says, turning to the nurse, who magics one from nowhere and wraps him like a piece of fine confectionery. He sets to work. Are you all right? Can't feel this, can you? No. Sure, a little squeeze. Yes, it's coming. Oh! I look sideways, see the river of pus burst out and sprayed onto the floor. No, that's good. I'm going to try and get most of it. You're okay still? I nod. Yes, I'm still okay. I'm doing fine. Actually, I really am. It's very quiet, isn't he, nurse? I know these things can get you down. It's going to be sore for a little while, I'm afraid. Have you ever tried Valium? I'm not sure if I've misheard. I started them recently. Would never have believed how fantastic everything becomes so easy. Nurse can vouch for me, can't you, nurse? Yeah. They're fantastic for tiding you over. I allow my imagination to toy with the idea of a complaint about inappropriate disclosure. Hesitate. I have been a little low lately. And then falteringly reply, honestly, I'd rather have a wank. This raises a laugh from us all in unison. A wank is all well and good, but the effect doesn't last. With both hands, he pulls up my underpants. All done. I must say, nurse, that's the best lancing of a sister I've ever done. Steri-strip, please. I remain silent as the steri-strip goes on, thinking about meatballs. The meatballs I am famous for, from a recipe passed to me by my mum, who's Norwegian, who got the recipe from her mum. I come from a long line of famous meatball makers. That was my opening line at the gay speed dating where I met David. When I stand up, I'm not even a bit wobbly. I stare directly into the doctor's face and say, you know what? I'm fine now, actually. Really, I am fine. Although my bum's sore, like he said it would be, I still stride out of there. And whether David is called or not, frankly at this point, I don't much care. This is no longer an emergency. Thank you.